Welcome to Getting Geeky. I'm Gina Schreck. This is episode 55. And today is Monday, March 29th, 2010.
Welcome to Getting Geeky with your host, Gina Schreck, and the occasional special guest, bringing tech tips in bite-sized pieces. She's getting geeky, getting goofy, and getting random. Welcome to Getting Geeky.
Okay, yes, it looks like we're going canoeing. And the reason I have my canoe paddle is because we're going to talk about the importance of using TweetDeck. And on Twitter, it can sometimes seem like a raging river of information that's coming at you. And the raging river on your regular Twitter screen never stops. Every couple seconds, another chunk of information is downloaded, and so you just can't seem to keep up with it. And people are always wondering, how do you manage all of the information? Well, TweetDeck is one of the tools. It's one of many, and Hootsuite is another one of my favorites. For some reason, I just really like all that TweetDeck can do. And the analogy I like to use of TweetDeck is it creates inlets. In the raging river of information that's going by, you can carve out inlets that will pull the information that you want to read later when you happen to look at your information. You log into TweetDeck, there will be these little inlets of information waiting for you when you're ready to read them. So you might have an inlet of keywords. So I, for example, have an inlet. Anyone who talks about virtual world or virtual learning, I have a little inlet. It pulls that tweet into that column. Now, you can also create columns based on groups that you're following. So perhaps you have a group of business favorite tweets, and I put certain people in that group, just like Twitter lists. Well, this is groups on TweetDeck that will pull their tweets into that inlet. I might have a group of mentors that I'm following and that I'm connected with, and I have them pulled into this inlet over here. On TweetDeck, you can have as many columns as you'd like. So you can actually go paddling gently down the stream, and you can log in and read when you're ready to read, when you pull over the boat. But let's take a look at how to set up, because like everything else, TweetDeck has changed and updated so many times that there's a lot of new features. So I'm going to show you some of the important features on TweetDeck. Okay, so this is a quick look at TweetDeck. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail because we could spend a whole day breaking down all the features that TweetDeck has. But when you look at the overall application, it will download a pretty big box, which is one of the downsides when I first downloaded it. I thought it was just too big and intrusive. But when you realize all that it can do, you will not mind it at all. So when you first download TweetDeck, it gives you 3 columns, and the 3 columns that will be automatic are your mentions. Anytime your name is mentioned, if somebody replies to one of your tweets, obviously it's mentioning your name. If someone is talking about you, they mention your name, it will also show up in this mentions column as long as they write the @ with your name. The other column that is automatic is your direct message column. And the other column that I have deleted that comes automatic is your all friends or all followers column. And that is the raging stream. What's the point? I got rid of that raging stream column. And then you start adding columns. You can search for specific keywords and create a search column. Up at the top, you'll see the little plus sign that says add a column, and so I can add as many columns as I'd like. So if you look here, I'll just scan across. I've got multiple columns on TweetDeck, and the cool thing is at the very bottom you see these little lines. You can actually scan and click right over to one of the columns by clicking on the line. If you've got 25 columns, then that's a quick way to jump back and forth to your columns. Now, another thing you can add is favorites. So you can add groups. I might have a group of, let's say, speakers that I follow, and I can have a column that just shows all their tweets. I have a column of business favorites, and that column shows up here. A lot of times groups and searches are similar because you're searching for a keyword, but a group is somebody that I'm actually following them. So when I follow the person, I can add them to a group, and really you can add them to a group right from TweetDeck. So I can go to the user and say I want to add them to a group or list, and I can add them to whatever group I'd like. I can have multiple lists, and those will become inlets or columns. Now I have on TweetDeck, one of the biggest features of TweetDeck is the fact that you can manage LinkedIn, you can manage your Facebook account, and multiple accounts. So I might have several Twitter accounts that I manage. I can have them all on here. I can have my Facebook account. I can have my pages, my Facebook fan pages on here, and my LinkedIn posts on here. So when I go to post something new, I can then say, I want this to go to Facebook, I want this to go to LinkedIn, and I want to go to my Twitter page. Now, maybe, most of my posts I don't want going to all three, so I may not want it going to LinkedIn or Facebook, but I want it going to, let's say, my GettinGeeky fan page. So maybe I just want it going to these two, or maybe I don't want it going to Twitter at all. Maybe I want to post something just to one of my fan pages. I can do that from TweetDeck. Okay, so you're ready for your big safari adventure in your canoe. Download TweetDeck and start carving out those inlets. Make it easier on yourself and relax a little bit. Let the waters rage by. You don't always have to keep up with all of that. So, happy tweeting. Make sure you connect with me at Gina Schreck right here, and keep getting geeky.